Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Bussian here coming at you with another video. Today I'm gonna be doing something similar that I've done a few weeks ago, which is like a mail day thing, but let's call it mail day, let's call it whatever it is. I basically received a few cards of the old school versus system, and I just want to go through them. Obviously, living in the UK, it is least to say an absolutely horrific challenge to get these old cards. It's very, very difficult. If you go on eBay, you basically see the same old cards being listed, and it's always the same, and it's always like I don't know, webs of Spider-Man, and you know the first couple of sets, they were like way overprinted, completely saturated the market. Even to the day, to pick up um, a sealed box of Web of Spider-Man is like 20-30 pounds. It's ridiculous, and obviously the cards are everywhere, and it's pretty much just like bulk stuff. So getting like really decent like modern era cards like Marvel Evolution, for example. I know it's not necessarily the most liked set, but Marvel Evolution or Marvel Universe, or even team up cards, with the new frame design, quite difficult to come by. So whenever I see a new listing uh, coming in, throughout Europe or Canada or the States, I normally get on it and try and fill in the little gaps that I have in my collection. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm just gonna show you the latest cards that I managed to purchase, and let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you're still interested in the old school versus system, or you're completely in the new 2PCG. I know that some of the tournaments are recently lacking somewhat attendance, especially in the stores. The uh, the organized play kit sets are basically uh, I think it's a really good idea, and they do encourage players to go and play. But if you're good in the game and you win one tournament, you're not going to go back to win the same card, really. You want to give the opportunity for somebody else. But I think, with the new type of small releases, obviously Deadpool was uh, end of February, early March when it came out. The Brotherhood Mutants are out now, so if you haven't, then check it out yet. I've not really looked into what the cards are in it. Yeah, I'm still kind of like behind with Deadpool and Friends. But again, I live in the UK, so I need to get everything sourced from the States if I even want to have the cards. So anyway, completely off on a tangent. Let's get into these cards now. So first and foremost, I got these cards from a very nice seller in Canada. He's put loads of cards up recently. I think he's put a second batch up as well. He's got a couple of cards that I'm still interested in. I might just purchase them. But uh, got an Optic Blast. Basically, it's a rare from Marvel Evolution. Um, I never had a copy of this. That was the main reason why I bought it. And I think the art is really sweet as well. If you look, you can only use it for Cyclops. I mean, the card itself is pretty good as well. Target character gets -X defense this turn, where X is the cost of a Cyclops you control. Then if the character has 0 defense, then KO it. Sweet little card. I had to pick it up. Then I got a Blink. Uh, Blink is one of those cards that I think most people do not like at all. It parts a coherent part of any shift deck, um, because you would obviously run Blink in it. I think it's an alright card, and it's got nothing to do with the actual shift keyword. It just basically gives reinforcement, and it allows you to attack visible and unprotected characters, which is really sweet. We got a Moonstar. I'm super chuffed that I got a Moonstar. This is my second copy of Moonstar, and it's like, to me, to get a second copy means a hell of a lot, because if I could, I have 4 copies of this. I think it's one of the best 1-drops that came out in the game. It's a 2/1 with range for 1, which on its own is like amazing. And if you exhaust it, you can you return it to your hand, and you can rally 3 times for a plot twist, which is just really amazing. I think obviously the price being 15 Canadian dollars also reflects that this is a pretty rare card to come by. And the one copy I have has also a bit of a crease in one of the top corners, so obviously this is in mint condition, which makes me very happy. So I'll probably start to brew around Moonstar. I've been wanting to build a shield deck for a long time anyway, with the MEQ War Machine armor. So I think Moonstar would be definitely a good addition to that deck. Then we got the normal art. Unfortunately, I still haven't got the alternate art, but I have the 7-drop Deadpool. This is my 3rd copy. Obviously 2 is in my deck. If you haven't seen it yet, then I'm going to link it just now. And then I will also link it at the end of the video, so please have a look at it. With the new movie coming out, obviously Deadpool is still hot stuff, and I think he's always been and always will be. And this is definitely one of the really good Deadpool cards printed in this game. It just basically allows you to, whenever Deadpool stuns a hunted character, ready Deadpool. If you got the satellite down, then you can use this multiple times. Super cool card. We got an Albert. Yes, he is Wolverine. He also has Shift. I've been wanting to build basically an all-out Wolverine deck, where you can, there's the one plot twist, I can't remember off the top of my head, that allows you to have multiple Wolverines in game. Albert is absolutely a brilliant card because whenever he becomes stunned, you may remove him from the game, shifted with 2 shift counters. Next turn you can play him. Just a really good card, I think. We've got 3 copies of him now. XMen Assemble. This is from one of the infamous last sets. I'm going to do a full review of my collection of the Marvel Age of Apocalypse, Marvel Equipment, Marvel Ultimates, and even the Galactus special cards, because I'm a huge collector of them, and I'm trying to get the full collection. So I'm going to do a specific profile on all these cards. But for now, this is my last missing copy of XMen Assemble. I think it's an absolutely brilliant card. I've always loved brewing with X-Men in this game anyway. I think it's got some really sweet cards. And this XMen Assemble card just is a really, really useful card for any X-Men build. Whenever an X character you control recovers, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's just really, really good. Really good. And the art is super sweet as well. If you've not read the Age of Apocalypse arc, then I would recommend you to go ahead and do so. Talking of these special cards, here is a Silver Surfer's board. It's my 2nd copy of the board. Pretty hard to come by, in my opinion, even to the day, and I think it's pretty good as well. Allows you to put a cosmic counter on a cosmic character you control. So it lets you reuse some of the cosmic abilities of certain cards, especially for the first couple of cosmic cards where Cosmic Surge wasn't a thing yet. Really cool card. Then we got a Daredevil, another hot stuff. I love the series. I watched both seasons and the Defenders as well. I think Daredevil is just a pretty cool character. I really love the art as well, and I have 2 copies of him now. So well chuffed with this as well. Then we got a Spider-Man. Really, really cool card. A lot of people like this a lot because it allows you to obviously do a crossover. Got 3 copies of the Spider-Man now, so that makes me super happy. And then there is the Flexible Thinker, Mr. Fantastic. This is my first copy of him. So my MEX collection is almost complete. I'm just looking for the, gosh, that plot twist. Common Bonds. I haven't got a copy of Common Bonds yet, so I'm still looking for that. If you do have one, please hit me up because I'm very much looking to buy or trade for it, whatever. But I got this Mr. Fantastic now, so Common Bonds is the only card I'm missing from this set. Then off to some of the old school cards. Here is an Underground Sentinel base. Pretty common card, I would say, from Marvel Origins. but I always wanted to build like an old school Sentinel deck from the Marvel Origins era. So I wouldn't say this is a staple, but it's certainly a cool little card for my collection. But what I would say is a staple is obviously running 4 copies of Bollywood Tracks. Now this is my first copy of it, so I'm very much far off from building that Sentinel deck. But when you draw Bollywood Trask, it allows you to search your deck for an Army Sentinel card. I mean, it's just super good. This Bollywood Trask card is just absolutely great. Then we got a Thor. Just for sentimental value, I've obviously with the MUC characters being out, I wanted to have a copy of this Thor. I've played it a lot in the PSP game, the Marvel trading card game. I've somehow got this dude. Played a lot with this and with Mjolnir. Then we got Salvage, just an overall good card. Allows you to return an equipment or a location into your hand. So you can return this card from your KO pile, which is already pretty good. And at the start of your resource step, you may pay 4 endurance, and you can turn it upside down. Did I read that right? Return targeted location card from your KO pile to your hand. Sorry. We also have a Bump. I had 3. I just wanted to complete the collection. Bump again is a really good card for your X-Men build. None of your X-Men characters can be stunned when attacking this turn, so very good card. Maybe not as good if you're playing with the XMen Assemble, because you probably want them to stun so you can recover them, but for certain other builds, Bump is really good. And then just a couple of staples from the DC Origins. Have a Blast. It's just a very good card. It's my 3rd copy. I just thought I'll pick one up, why not? And the Fizzle. Obviously Fizzle, one of the first cards that allows you to negate a non-ongoing plot twist effect. So pretty sweet cards, but you have to have Gotham Knights you have to discard Gotham Knights character from your hand. So you obviously have to come up with something. If you don't want to run this in Gotham Knights, but you would definitely run this card in Gotham Knights. I can almost guarantee you that. So yeah, nice little pickups. Like I said, to me, anytime when I come, across any of these cards, I'll just I'll go for it and I'll fetch them. Actually, on that point, I would really love to surprise you with some other cards that I managed to pick up recently, but I'm not gonna do it. Not just yet. Not just yet. I'm going to reserve that for another time. So I hope you enjoyed this quick snippet of popping back into the old versus system. And yeah, just let me know what you thought. Make sure you like, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe. I'd like to see more subscribers on this channel. If you think that it's worthwhile watching and you have subscribed, just let your friends know that I'm doing this shit. And I mean, there's all sorts of card games, and I don't focus on one particular card game. I also don't put out videos every day because I think it's boring to listen to the same voice over and over and over again. And certainly bring a flair in with reviewing all sorts of different card games. But you can always let me know what you would like to see. I mean, I still haven't reviewed anything around Star Wars CCG. I got a fucking huge collection of Star Wars CCG, the old school Decipher. Yeah, I have a huge fucking collection of Star Wars Decipher. I also got a couple of old school Yu-Gi-Oh decks that I could potentially bring in. I've seen that old school Pokemon seems to be like a hot thing nowadays. So, and I was playing Pokemon in 1999, from 1999 till 2001, I would say, yeah, for a good 2 years at least. So got a pretty nice collection of cards from there as well. So yeah, or there's loads of content that you've seen already. So yeah, let me know. Peace out, YouTube. Busty and signing out.